Yeah, I know. That's like the highlight.
Starting recording now. Do you want to
talk about the champion?
You want to do the recap?
You want me to do the recap?
Yeah, starting from the party goes back to the bakery to get muffins.
Yeah, right. So we went back to the bakery to get muffins, and Idril bought a couple muffins. Nilex ate one of the banana bread muffins, and it had a very special little effect on it.
Complain about economy.
Sorry?
Yosk complain about economy.
Yeah, that's true. Yoski complained about a lot of things because Yosk is depressed.
The money's too much.
The muffins cost more than room and board in a meal.
Yeah. It was a magical muffin, though. It did have an effect on Nilex when he ate
Does that
it.
mean like they rotate the magic muffins around?
Give me a puff of your magic muffin, please.
Oh god. Yeah. So after that, because we got paid for the killing the bombardier beetles, we were checking to see if we could buy any magical items, but didn't end up buying any. So then we decided to prepare ourselves for the ice skating competition. So we went over and found the ice skates shop, which they own a pretty big mainstream ice skating shop. The nice lady in there kitted everyone out with ice skates except Nilax because his feet are too big and he was sad about it.
Feet envy.
Yeah, so then we all started practicing. Nilax and Idril. Oh, Idril didn't get any either, actually, because she did not want to participate. So Idril and Nilax were cheerleaders, while the others practiced. Then it came to the big day, and first event was a relay.
Wait, Zeradius didn't get skates. He joined the cheerleading.
Yeah, I did.
No, Zeradius gave Idril the skates for the last event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So the relay smashed it out of the park with some really good rolls from both Yoska and Zeradius, and a garbage roll from Diva, but it was overlooked. Calling you out, sorry.
That was a fumble.
Then the next event was the figure skating, which again somehow Diva did really poorly at.
Zeradius just
Zeradius also did pretty poorly at that one.
Well,
Excuse me.
Diva actually broke the
Diva-
rules.
Yeah, Diva
Oh, yeah.
was
That's
gonna
right.
do a jump, lost her balance, and then accidentally flew.
Got disqualified. DQ. Yoska had an amazing martial performance, displaying his combat prowess on the ice. Then one of the two sisters, being trained by one of the winners of the competition, who was a priest, quite an abusive fellow. One of the sisters did a pretty average performance, was very sad about it and got yelled at. Then an orc lady performed, and she did pretty well. Then the other sister performed and did fantastic, tied with Yoska, but was a bit of a dickhead towards Nilax by scooting over and then like shaving a bunch of ice to launch it up at him.
Yeah, she got a lower score because of that.
Yep, and so she ended up losing for being a bad sport, as the town speaker, Duvessa Shane, was not impressed. Then we went on to the fourth event, which was the the hockey brawl, which started off pretty, it's just an average event going off all right. Teams were neck and neck. and then all of a sudden, Idril and one of the party's team members, an elf lady, were taken under the ice by an undead polar bear. The elf lady died.
Not to the polar bear, but that fish.
Yeah, the longfish
Lungfish.
finished her off. No, I think the polar bear
polar
killed
bear,
her, and then the
yeah.
longfish just fucked her up afterwards, like fucked up her body.
Bit her
Ah,
neck
yeah,
off.
sorry,
Yeah,
didn't
she
know.
died instantly on that attack.
Yeah. Ended up fending off the polar bear, killing it, saving Idril with Zeradius jumping into the water, using his amazing abilities from his patron.
Meanwhile, in Neverland.
Meanwhile, in Diva, Diva decided to continue playing the game with no opposition and scored a goal.
There was fireworks, I believe.
There were streamers, yeah. Automatic streamer machines. A lot of confusion from the audience as to everything that was going on.
Now it's got the cruise gear.
Sorry.
You got the cruise gear.
Yeah. Nylax went over to the tent, got the cruise gear, and brought it back over since no weapons allowed during the event. Screen's getting moved around.
I threw my dagger.
God damn.
Idril
trying
was
to-
able to make use of that throwing dagger.
Yes.
So, did you want to say that?
No, it's fine.
Oh no.
I wasn't going to say it, so it's fine. I was just like, I'll skip the smaller
you,
details because I will make it a little quicker. But
You got Taz stuck now. He's on a loop. We have to like reset the disc.
Oh yeah, Zeradius casted Thunderwave underwater and didn't die.
Yep.
yeah, it didn't crack the eye. Oh, actually, it made the hole bigger, didn't it?
Yeah.
So the hole in the ice became larger from the thunder wave cracking.
Fortunately, Kraga had saved the elfman's body and started operating on it before that happened.
Yes. Yes. I was going to say one of the naked barbarians, a bugbear warlock of unknown origin. Nobody knows who this fellow is. But he hooked his glaive onto the elfin woman and brought her out. And with a lucky percentile roll, managed to save her life, bring her back from the dead. And
Bugs in her head being almost chopped off.
yeah, and that's pretty much where we left off. Everyone evacuated the ring.
Thanks for that, Taz. So, as we return to the scene, you notice Yoska looks he looks like he doesn't want to be here. He's now kind of, you can tell on his face that he no longer he wants to be with his wife, and the recent event of like this kind of like anything can happen, a catastrophic event happened during like a fun sports carnival, kind of opened his eyes, so he believes it's time to leave as well with his wife. So you see as Yoska, like, as the crowd is forming around Kraka and the, recently almost dead woman that actually, like, stopped breathing for a bit, Yoska kind of dips away from the crowd and starts heading off in another different direction. While that's happening, this lady's lover appears out of the crowd. She was very supportive originally. and she runs up past Idril to like reach out for her partner while Cracker's still like doing the end part of the surgery to keep her alive. And you see like after the neck wound has been like sewed back shut, and like with Idril's help, Cracker and Idril both doing CPR on this lady. She kind of tilts her head up from like it being flat on the ground, and she spits blood and water out of her mouth, and it's like all this water was kind of spat out from her lungs, and she looks up, and the first person she looks at is her partner, and they hold hands and they're like, "Please don't leave." She's like, "You worry too much." What do you guys want to do?
You worry too much, you fucking die. Alex is just gonna hold that cat head that Yoska gave him before leaving.
Well, you could have the cat head from before, but it wasn't just then.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Yoska knew he was gonna leave shortly, but this is just like driven him to actually want to like, be gone from the party.
We'll just pin blame for this on Yoska.
Also,
Well,
Cracker doesn't have a token set up properly.
yeah, I can't do that on my side.
Yeah, I can do that. It's these new things where you have to like
I can't change the
visible
defaults.
to everyone, see everyone. Hit points. Do you have formulas to change your AC?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna make the AC just like a flat roll. And so you just have to adjust your AC. Are you
You can
15
type in
AC?
AC, it still works.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
15.
but with the way that I do it, I add an extra like line behind it, the 0, so that you can see it. Otherwise, you don't see it.
I see.
So if you do it as the flat default AC calculation, that 0 sometimes shows up, sometimes doesn't. So that should be. Are you Craig hard now? Instead of crack
Yeah.
up? Okay, that's fine. Does anybody want to ask this heroic person what his name is?
Diva kind of walks up to Kraga and puts her hand on her shoulder, on his shoulder, sorry. Goes, "You seem to care a lot about this person. What is your name?"
Name's Kraga. I don't know them personally. I'm a traveler. Just here to do what good I can.
Ah, if you are a traveler, where are you going?
A bit of a lost soul right now.
Well,
I was a last minute addition to the Naked Barbarians. Not really part of my crew.
well, we just lost a friend from our little group. If you would like to travel with us for a little while, you are more than welcome.
Well, as long as my crew can join in.
Your crew?
You notice
cool.
in the background, there's a few like kind of people cheering for Craighar. They're armored like soldier types looking in their like, you know, warm clothes and stuff like that.
This decision I cannot make on my own. Why don't you meet the group before we
Well,
come to a consensus?
you do have your lantern with you, don't you?
I don't have the lantern on me. I believe someone else has it.
Idril has the lantern.
Well, I've certainly noticed, so I'll just stay. Well, I think you. I assume this one is also with you? I point to Idril.
She is an ally of sorts.
There is no monstrosities nearby.
Then I suppose you should know what we are, right? As I point to her lantern, and it
Mine's
glows
undead.
green.
That one.
The green undead lantern is lighting up. Initially you thought the last time you saw it light up green was while you were floating through the water. The undead lungfish and the polar bear that's recently just like been slain in this water. When that attack was happening, it was green. I don't understand why it will be wearing. Oh my god! While Idril will be oh my god! While Idril will be wearing her lantern while she's ice skating, that makes no sense. But since then, she's gotten it, and you can see the undead lantern lighting up.
Ah, I see. Well, I have no prejudice against your kind. If you still would like to join us, and of course if the rest of the group is okay, I see no reason why you could not help.
Good then. You look versed in arcane. I hope you can help me.
Yes, indeed I
I'll be
am.
ridding myself of this curse someday.
Well, I would be more than happy to help in that regard.
Very well. Good to meet you. Your name then?
The name is Diva. Diva Rizen.
Pleased to meet you, Diva.
And behind you is the rest of this group, this motley crew. We have Nylax, this hulking man beside you, and Idril, our healer of sorts. And then there is Zeradius. He is a new one. I think like you, he is a bit of a strange one. He comes and goes.
A pleasure, all of you. Hope we'll get along well.
I hope so.
As the lady and her crew kind of being walked away, you know, limping, someone's carrying her over their shoulder and stuff like that. Not over the shoulder, like limping with her and stuff like that. She turns around and she shouts something. She says, "Thank you. I actually owe you my life." She mentions a bar to meet her when she recovers. I don't have the name of the bar just yet.
The Banana Inn.
I'm sure you don't need me telling you, but sudden movements. You don't want to open up any wounds, especially ones inside you.
Her like ally who like is helping her, she says, we'll take her to the temple to be looked at, but we're really grateful. And the guy who's like carrying her kind of like sign languages at you guys. Does anybody speak sign language? Common
You mean
sign language?
You mean thieves?
No, not thieves' cant, like actual sign.
I don't think so. I hadn't even thought of it.
I
He-
didn't know there was an option.
Yeah.
He signs at you, and the one that the girl with the colourful hat says, he gives his thanks too, and they start heading their own way. The naked barbarians are kind of thankful to Cracker as well. One of their men almost got pulled in. If it wasn't for Cracker's sense to like jump out of the way, they wouldn't have made it out either. And so the crowd starts dispersing as the event starts to be called off by the officials, and people are coming in told to be make your way home and stuff like that. It's not safe here anymore. People start moving away.
Nilax has kind of just been absent-mindedly staring into the snow, just thinking.
And as people are walking away, like Diva's just kind of chatting away, making weird hand signals, trying to like mimic the sign language, but like absolutely no idea what the fuck she's saying. As she's just talking with Cracker.
What's Can you remind me of your current madness as well, or if you don't have one, or
I don't think I have one because of a long rest.
wasn't there one that was gonna last like a long time? That was like a minor
No, you
one.
said that last time.
Oh,
Yeah,
one
we've
was a
already-
short time and one was like the normal duration, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we took a long rest, so that's already gone. That was from when we were fighting the bombardier beetles.
Yeah. So one of the officials comes up to the party, and she asks Nylax, was he part of your group? And she points at Craighar.
Nilax kind of just blinks a few times and looks like he didn't hear a single word that was said.
Other people in the party heard that, so if anybody wants to chime in.
Diva
I
says,
shrug. I am
David-
now.
Diva says the exact same thing. Like, he is now part of this party, but not before this competition.
The stout little dwarf lady, what's our dwarf lady? Okay, dwarf lady's got a little beard going. As the official, this contest has been cancelled. I understand that you're both from the different sides, but the speaker has asked us to have you meet with officials about an investigation in regards to what happened here.
Of course, that'll be no problem at all.
I can't meet you today. There's too many people to talk to, but don't skip town. We'll visit you.
Yep, we're just staying at the Banana Inn.
That is rather menacing, no?
She says, only if you take it that way. And
Yeah.
heads off to talk to the next group of people.
Diva looks at the group and just goes, I guess we won't be leaving then. So, what should we do?
Well, it looks like we won't be getting paid. That sucks.
We
Well-
already got paid for the last ones, no?
Yeah, just not that one. Would have made a fortune on bets, but that's alright.
Hey, I scored the only goal of the match. Did you have bets for that?
I only had bets on which team would win.
T.
But we're not allowed to skip town. There's no other restrictions, so maybe we could do a little investigating ourselves, possibly, if y'all are up for it.
I would like to go and see what that priest was doing. I do not like what he was doing to those children.
Alright, fair enough.
I might not be so much help on this. My particular circumstances don't really let me move around so much, particularly into other people's residences. I could trust you all to keep my secret.
Yeah, of course.
Put that
You know-
lantern away, please.
Idru,
Yes?
would you mind hiding that there lantern?
I'm afraid it won't be much help with me around.
Well, your secret is mostly safe with me.
Sometimes Diva can't help herself. She's got some sort of mental tick or something. I don't quite wrap my head around it. Try not to, actually. It's strenuous.
At that,
Uh.
Diva gives you a little flick. That is a lady's business. You do not discuss.
Alex completely unfazed. Didn't even realize you flicked him. Right. Sorry about that. But, Craig, I don't think we'll be going into any residences. And, in terms of keeping your secret, so long as you abide by the laws here, I don't really give a shit what you are. So, I'll keep your secret.
Don't worry, that's he pulls up his sleeve and shows the mark of a soldier.
Very
I
good.
hold the law just like you. I know your name.
Ah, it seems you have found a new lover, Nylax.
Let's try not to call it that.
I've merely heard of his exploits. A stout defender, I hear.
I mean, and Nylax's demeanor changes a little bit. He becomes a little. You can tell he's trying to be humble at this point. He feels quite flattered. People don't often talk like that about him. Yeah. Well, anyway, best we get going if we are going to do some investigations. But you want to talk to the priest first.
Not so much talk as find out what the hell is wrong with him.
Sounds like asking questions, which is a form of talking.
That is not my strong suit. I will let you do the question asking.
Alright, well, don't break any laws.
What? Me? Break laws? Have I ever?
You can't tell, but Nylax is raising an eyebrow.
The entire party flashback to Diva burning doors and stuff like that.
That was Zeradius.
You,
Yeah, that was
your
Zerati.
word is disqualified.
I broke rules, not laws.
Fair enough.
The bar that the lady told you was called the Moosa Point Spirit Bar.
Did she give us a name of her?
Her name was Lila.
Lila?
Lila with 3 L's.
The Musa Bar? Was it? The Musa Bar?
No, it's the Spirit's Bar at Moosa Point.
Thank you.
That being said, whereabouts do we want to head?
Is there a nearby, like, place of worship that the priest would most likely be?
Town's pretty large.
Okay, so did we see them leave their little stall tent?
In the confusion, you're not quite sure. Do you want to, does anybody want to do a wisdom check to recall? Just
Sure.
wisdom. Kind of like a
Straight
perception
wisdom.
from before. That being said as well, speaking of like old checks, can I get Idril to do a constitution save? Oh, you recall it, Nylax, you saw them both. They saw the beginning of the hole being smashed in the like ice, and when that happened they started running in the opposite direction. While everyone else was like shocked and awed.
So I know which direction they went.
Yes, closer to the inner part of the city.
Okay. Saw him run into the saw him run into the city center, or towards it at least. As soon as the ice broke, they didn't seem to be shocked by it at all.
That is really quite strange. I wonder if they are somewhat to blame for this then.
Well, let's not go throwing accusations, but I got a hunch.
Yes. Well, we should go and do what you do best. Some investigations over that way.
Alright, everyone ready to go?
Suppose so. Though I do not like the idea of going to another god's house, shall we say.
Well, it wouldn't be on positive terms if that makes it any easier.
A little bit.
Right. Gerga, Idril.
Well, as long as I'm welcome.
Of course, you are welcome to join us. Whether or not we are welcome in this house of supposed worship is another.
I believe that's what he was referring to.
Well, that was not so clear.
Let's head off.
So just double checking, you're going to a temple?
That, well, yeah.
I'm heading in the direction I saw them go.
I need to just double check. Where is everyone going? I kind of maybe missed that.
Everyone's coming with me, and I'm going where I saw them go.
Okay, yes. And your question was, did you know like kind of where they would be as a like what kind of temple would they be at? Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. Let's
Because didn't the ice skating lady tell us that he was a priest of some specific order or temple?
I don't recall what I was saying.
Is he wearing a particular like type of garb? Because if he was, I'd like to use my repository of lore talent to see if I can identify the garb he was wearing.
Not specifically his garb, but you recognize his holy symbol.
Okay.
It's the It is a god of death.
Interesting.
There is one temple for that, and it's the temple that sits near the graveyard, and they are the ones that deal with the mortuary, the morgue. You know, like you go to them to do last rites and stuff like that. This temple, you know, it's not evil. It like is very much in the community as like a they would celebrate passing on and death rather than it being like this dreary kind of.
Something gives me the feeling I won't be welcome at all.
I would tend to disagree. I think you might be very welcome there.
So as you guys make it towards the sorry, I just need to update this. It's the temple to Loviatar, the Maiden of Pain.
That's a bit metal.
As well, it's like the Faerun god of one of the servants of the Faerun god of like oppression. But this one here is less about that kind of like, you know.
Not about that life.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this seems to be a temple that matches the holy symbol that the man was wearing. So, I believe we should start here if we're going to ask him any questions.
Makes sense.
As I said, I will leave the questioning to you. I need to work on my people skills, and I may not say things very nice.
That's alright, Diva. We still love you for who you are.
I must remind you, I do not think of you in that way.
Look, Diva, you know how you just referred to Graga as my lover earlier?
Yes?
Did you mean it in the way that you think I just meant that?
I guess not.
Exactly. Neither did I.
This is some very intelligent things coming out from you. I did not expect this.
I prefer the word wise.
No, being wise was never my strong suit. I am more interested in the studies of the arcane and delving into their potentials.
Right, well, you do that, and I'll try and stop you from making bad decisions.
A touch of wisdom does wonders against the mysteries and the dangers of magic.
Indeed it does.
That may be so.
I
Anyway,
believe there might be something still learned at the site of action. I see our friend Zeradius here is inured to the cold and the waters. Perhaps we should investigate it some.
Not a bad idea. If Zeradius would be so bold.
My men will be able to help you.
I would happily lead you where it was that you wish to go.
But
Alright.
first, we should enter this temple, no? And
Yeah,
get
that's
some
step
answers.
2. So step 1, let's go. Inside.
Diva starts heading inside.
Nilax. I'll next to Diva, not behind, not ahead, just next to.
Zeraze is behind, but Zeraze is following sort of Nilax. Bit more wary considering he's got no more spell slots.
So come up to a the temple is built much like an inn would be. You know, it's this 3-story building made of some pretty fine kind of stone. Party will arrive at the ground floor A side.
Oh,
What?
Big
Also, it's a very large temple, huh?
Yeah.
no, it's fair enough. Look, the seats are the same size as the tokens.
What do you mean, what seats? We can't see no seats.
Did I say that in my in-character voice code?
I like how, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm crazy. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's more like a tavern than anything.
I was gonna say, you can see where, Souda has blanked out the tavern name.
It do look like a tavern, but it's not a tavern.
It's repurposed. It's got lodgings.
It's got alcohol.
It do look
Which
like
I-
a tavern,
Where's it?
but it's not a tavern.
It's got a guy at the bar.
He's not at the bar. This is a
It's
priest. The priest comes up to the front entrance. The door is open. Both doors are open. And he welcomes you into the entrance of this temple.
Kraga would sweat if he could.
Hello, sir.
Welcome to Lovitar Temple. My name is I want to say Jeff so bad just My name is Jeff.
My name is Bob.
His name is Charles. My name is Charles, and I'm one of the priests of this temple. How can I help you?
We were actually wondering if, you know, I'm sorry, his name eludes me, but the good sir that was, training those girls for, the ice skating competition earlier. I was wondering if I could get his autograph. I heard he was really good.
You're talking about the champion.
Yeah, that's it.
Does anybody have his name written down?
No.
I thought I did.
You did tell us the name, I didn't write it down.
I thought I did too, but this name is for someone else.
So, I have like a whole bunch of notes, but he's not one of them.
Yeah, his new name is Schneider.
Schneider. Schneider the dickhead. Got it. Principal Schneider.
His name is-
Well, I can think of his Zack Snyder.
Yes. He's not in right now. I believe he was to be attending a sports contest today with his 2 daughters.
Yeah, we just came from there and got cut short early. There's some undead attacking mid-event. I saw them run off towards the center of the city. Thought I'd catch them, get an autograph, but apparently they're not here. Strange.
That's very not normal. We are the ones who employ the use of undead the most in the city, so we would know the most about such creatures. Why don't you come in and we'll have a discussion? You notice as well in the room there's like boxes being stacked by undead creatures.
Any undead animals?
No, mainly just skeletons wearing kind of like an acolyte robe.
Right.
Usually those are a bit more distinct about death and undeath.
Well, things are pretty different up here in the north.
He sits down at the table. He stands at the end of the table, standing next to a seat. Pulls it out and like kind of gestures. Please come over, sit.
Alright, you city folk are strange. Don't get me wrong, I'm from the north as well. Just not these parts.
I see. Makes sense. As I'm walking through, I'm going to use
Zone of truth.
no divine sense. So obviously I know the skeletons are undead. Crag is undead. But as I'm walking through, anything else?
Let me just reread it. You don't sense any celestials or fiends, but the building has a bit more. They're kind of weak level undeads. That they seem like they're doing menial duties.
Any desecration?
Where does it say that? Within the radius, you detect a presence.
Sorry, can you repeat? I've just muted myself. I didn't hear what you said just then.
That's alright, it's for me.
You can tell that the temple has shrines that are consecrated, but other than that, there's nothing out of the ordinary.
Right. And the priest himself, is he undead?
No.
Okay, cool.
This human priest looks pretty normal. Do you want to do like an insight or anything like that?
Love to.
Sense intent. They called it in 3.5. He seems to be wanting to explain. It looks like people who aren't from this city particularly sometimes get a bit confused at why there is like undead in the temple.
Does he seem honest about when he said that the guy's not here? I can roll that again if you'd like.
It's a bit too late. I mean, it's kind of like
Right.
you have to decide for yourself whether or not you believe that.
Mhm.
You didn't roll at the time, so.
You're right.
Um,
Does he seem like he's hiding anything though? Currently.
off your insight, you don't sense
Okay.
that intent.
Nice.
He's
I'll sit
more
down.
he's more about trying. Yeah, he's sitting down with you. He's more about trying to not hide the truth, the fact that like there is, you know, they do have servants that are undead.
Yeah.
Now, would any of the party joining us here today like some tea, or maybe I could offer my services as a man of this temple, as a cleric.
I am good without your services, I think. But I don't know. Does anybody else want something from this man?
I'm fine for tea, thank you, and I don't believe I need a cleric's services at the moment.
So I was actually wondering what kind of services you offer here. It's all the temples are different. All the clerics offer something a little different, a little unique.
Well, our main purpose in the city is to maintain the graveyard, run the funeral processions, and provide assistance to those who are dying, to prolong the sweet gift that is passing on to their next life.
Right.
To prolong the process?
Not like that. Prolong life, so that you may enjoy the thought of entering into death's sweet embrace.
I see.
Right, so you kill people.
No, we actually do the opposite. We heal those and make sure that we can remove curses that would cause suffering in life.
Ah, I see. Very good.
I see. That is an interesting set of things that you have to do.
We can speak later.
May I ask why the four of you are here today? Then, if you do not require our services.
I did answer that question when we entered.
Yes.
Oh, you are looking for the champion.
Correct.
Schneider was our temple's number one we like to call them influencer. He was the most athletic of the people in the temple, and he was alright, that's fine. He was the star that helped spread the good word of the temple. He's traveled for a long time with his troupe of athletes, he used to be a swimmer in the contests in the larger cities, like the Sword Coast cities.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a portrait of him on the Sword Coast in the ice skating warehouse.
Yes, he's very proud of his two daughters.
Alex bites his tongue at that comment.
Uh, the his daughters. Have you met them? Yeah.
Yeah, we did. They seemed like lovely girls.
Yeah. The younger one's name is Kindred, and the elder one is Jessica.
While he's talking and making idle chit chat, kind of want to have a look around the room.
For sure. You don't need a perception check, we'll just use your passive. So you see that there's stairs to the upper part of the temple. You recall that this is a 3-story building, so it seems like there's more to the temple than this foyer. And in the foyer, stacking boxes and moving around what looks to be what are they called? Like tables with candles on it is a few skeletons, undead. The Schneider, he recently returned with his daughters. They intended to become prize winners like their father. He's very strict on them, but I know deep down that he cares.
Right. As I'm sure most fathers do.
He's returned from a 10-year stint. He doesn't stay here at the temple. That's why I mentioned he isn't here. But he used to be one of the devout followers, and he visits here time to time for his prayers.
Can I roll insight
Yeah, go ahead.
on whether he's lying this time?
Yeah. This is the whole truth. The guy does come back. He doesn't seem to know anything about what's happening with the guy. He doesn't even know about this incident that's happened today.
Awesome.
He's talking really merrily, like he doesn't even know.
Right, so it doesn't live around here. It just comes into the temple, helps out a little bit, and then heads off.
That's right. He was one of the more skilled practitioners of the arts that we use to maintain this temple. There's only 3 of us now, but when he was one of the followers, his undead companions were some of the finest.
What were his undead companions, if you don't mind me asking? I see lots of skeletons around here. Did he have any speciality?
Yes, he used to have undead he was very strong in the art of resurrecting nature's more powerful creatures. As you can see, we can only resurrect bones of humans, but he could make a giant elk.
Or maybe a polar bear?
I guess if he put his mind to it, I'm sure he could do a
I
polar
must
bear.
ask, do you people here, these skeletons of yours,
Yes.
where do you source them from?
People from our church, when they pass away, they've
Forfeit their bodies?
yes, they continue to serve even in death. That is their wish.
So there is a choice?
That's correct. We do not force this on anybody, and if their family wishes for them to not be in the public eye, we will make sure that they have somewhere to work that does not seem too blatant for the public.
Cracker nods, as if satisfied.
On that subject, in Brinshander, what is the general consensus or attitude towards the undead humanoids?
The ones in the temple here are often kids, sometimes are afraid. Wandering travelers wish to learn magic from us, and the people of the city see us as a useful temple in that we provide the service that everybody, no matter how powerful you are, no matter rich or poor, it's the great equalizer.
Right, that's very, very good of you.
I'm grateful you see it like that. Others sometimes do not.
As a local, sorry.
So there you go.
As a local, how do citizens of Caer Dineval, and from my experience, other cities or towns, think of undead or treat them?
They often don't have the same kind of easygoingness about it. They believe that most of the times that undead, it is a problem to be dealt with rather than a solution like these guys are making it out to be.
Yep.
These guys use it as a tool, like a means to the end.
Awesome, thank you.
What are the skills that you can teach to travelers?
They often ask, but we are provided these abilities by our religious study in this church as a conduit to the god Levita. We only can give information on how we can teach someone the ways of our clergy.
I see. Very well. Interesting to know.
Yep. Out of character, they can teach you if you are a bard. If you are a cleric or a paladin, they can teach you first level spells.
Right.
But the school that they train is necromancy.
Yeah.
So they can teach me?
That's right.
Yep. Cool.
Right, okay. So, you can only teach those with certain talents.
Yes, those that are devout and have the connection to the deities that they have honed along their life.
That
Not warlocks.
that distinctly sounds very interesting to those who would be open to that. And Diva kind of just sits back in her chair, kind of trying to hide a scowl.
And what about those that are devout to a cause or a moral compass, but not so much deity per se? Because I'm a paladin without a god.
Okay. We should be able to have you follow the same kind of regiment, but you would have to, as you understand, you would have to follow in the teachings of our deity.
Right. Well, if you could email me the tenets, I'll read over. What are the teachings? Oh, sorry. Before you enter, is everyone here like we cool to stay a little longer, or we want to get going? Sometimes I forget.
Diva just kind of silently nods, still trying to hide a scowl, and staring directly at the priest in front of you.
The trail might grow cold, but as long as we keep it brief.
Alright. One more question. I'll come back on my own free time. But question, can you give us any information on whereabouts we could possibly find the champion, Schneider?
He lives outside of town in a small cabin near a frozen lake. Seems to be where he's training his daughters.
That is most helpful. Also, you might want to go and see some officials, talk to them, because of that incident I briefly mentioned earlier on the ice lake. It was pretty severe. Someone died. Thankfully, Craiger here was able to revive him. So, if any information you can give them would be really helpful.
I'll have one of the acolytes send word to the speaker right away.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We must be on our way now. Thank you for your time.
Yes, we will see you soon.
Krakow just gives a brief nod and gets up, starts going.
The Radius doesn't say anything. Just sort of leaves.
Very diplomatic there, Zeradius.
Okay, where do we want to go after this?
Well, we're not allowed to leave town. Perhaps I can persuade one of the officials that if we get a small escort to go try and find him.
I believe they mentioned Schneider's place. Is it Frozen Lake?
Correct. Which, if there's underwater,
if they're connected.
That's a good idea.
Unfortunately, only Zeradius would be able to. No.
So where do you want me to lead you?
Basically, you're the only one who could freely move underwater without impediment.
I actually move faster underwater.
Yeah.
And you can breathe
I
under
meant more the cold.
Yeah.
I could go down, but I'd get
Actually-
too cold.
I have a feeling, do I have cold resistance yet? I don't think so, only when I level up. I'm still not resistant to cold.
Oh.
I am.
So,
I ain't fucking swimming.
Uh,
So what's
Soda, how long can we
What's
stay
the question?
cold underwater?
Oh no, I didn't pay that
Like breath
yesterday. I
not
can pay it.
being
I'll
accounted
ask on my
for.
phone. Oh, I got the money. It's not a problem. I just forgot.
Really?
Yeah, because it feels like it's a short week because of the public
Nice.
holiday. Alright, cool.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, also, Soda, I have these as well.
The advantage, the relax.
Oh, Yoska had those.
I had a pair as well.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the eagle. No.
So,
How long can we stay in the cold underwater?
How long?
Yeah, not counting breath.
The rules say that every minute after your Constitution mod amount of minutes is a exhaustion level, and it's a check on Constitution. I'll set the DC. It'll be harder each time. Every minute after the first.
and if you're resistant to cold,
Yeah, I mean, like the check will just be a bit easier for you, but it still is a check.
You do it
right,
with
so like at
advantage?
advantage or something.
Yeah, unless you're immune to cold.
Uh-huh.
If you're immune to the cold damage, then
Right.
it's still
it'd be a
check,
low
but it's like
disadvantage.
it's with immunity you get the check's a little bit easier and you get advantage.
With the resistance, you mean?
No, with immunity. Resistance is just like lowering the DC a bit.
Right.
Yeah, think of it as like a +2 to your cold check.
If I was to use prestidigitation to warm my clothes,
It's
Just warm the water around you while you're swimming.
It's kind of like different because it would happen. Instantly go back to being cold.
Actually, since this is magical fire, I can still cast it underwater.
That is kind of correct, yeah.
Does it warm?
It will, it won't stay on fire, but it begins,
I mean, the fire itself will last for a minute.
I'm gonna make the
Not
ruling
any-
that it won't just like stay on underwater, but it will initialize and warm up the water in that
So I
5-foot
can't
cube for
So I can't use it for damage then?
underwater.
I do it underwater? Yeah.
You can use it for like a turn.
It will be one turn, yeah.
No.
That like 6-second window, and then it will just snuff out at the beginning, at the end of your turn, and yeah, again, so like fire damage underwater is halved. Creatures,
Yeah, yeah.
everything has resistance to
Just-
fire
just-
underwater.
Clarifying.
Right. Let's go find an official. I'll ask him if we can go out of town with their guidance.
as we're walking along, and particularly as we're like close to the temple, I'm gonna be on the lookout for people who look like they've been somewhat snubbed by that particular religious institution, using my godless authority.
Yeah, your background feature.
Yep.
You don't notice anyone really that's kind of like been betrayed by a church or anything like that.
Okay.
So I'm looking for an official, like the one that spoke to us.
Like the people aren't at the ice rink anymore. The ice rink is pretty much closed up and guards are there. You ask one of the guards where officials would be, and they mention that they're going to be in the speakers hall. Did I give you guys a map? I think I did. There should be a map in DM's info. of Bryn Shander. So in DM's info,
This kid in a Val.
no, Bryn Shander's up.
Scroll up.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah. So
Speaker's Palace.
it's that area, Speaker's Palace. The Speaker is like the Prime Minister, and the Council is like the government in this area, in this town. Because it's so large.
Mhm.
I wonder how they feed people here. No farms.
You and your fucking farm talk again.
The
I'm
town,
just looking outside the castle walls, and there's like no farm.
You're not playing Oscar anymore.
the town's heat system provides a way to, make those like indoor farms and stuff like that, and it's all
Well, then,
thermally
what do
powered
you use for
underground.
fuel?
Coal is very prevalent in this area. The mines are so full of it that you can't walk without stepping over coal. So much coal.
It's just potatoes. They just eat
Ew.
potatoes. And Cosmo loves this place.
Yeah, all they eat is fish and chips. Fish and chips. And
Portion books.
and one of the delicacies is eel jelly. Jellied eel. Yeah.
Jelly eels.
Mm. Nice.
So you guys are on the city hillside. That's where the event was taking place, and you're asking questions. You guys see the clearing a little bit? It's hard to fucking say that there's a clearing, but there's like a tiny gap next to the word City Hill. That's where the ice rink would be. And going down, you're heading towards the Speaker's Palace.
Alright. Bit bloody far away, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
But you said that they ran towards the center of town, right? From the ice rink. That's what you told me. Yeah?
Sorry, I just scrolled past a mimic wagon. Jesus.
Please, Neville.
It's the size of a wagon, but it's a mimic that's huge and has a speed of 140 and has pseudopod attacks that have the reach of 30. Okay.
Oh god.
I mean, when you said a movement of 140, I lost interest.
Yeah.
You mean you?
But
our characters are.
it just doesn't turn well.
It just doesn't turn well.
Yeah. It has a straight line movement of that. It do be that way sometimes.
Its turning movement would be 10 foot. Just kite the fucker. Yeah, okay. We're on our way. Is the magic shop on the way there?
The magic shop is close to the other side of town, which is the side that has the banana inn.
So which side of town is Schneider's house? Outside of town. Like which side?
West of the North Gate.
Right, you said that they ran into the middle of town though, so maybe they didn't go home. Like towards.
Yeah, they went towards the Black Iron Blades, Hook, Knucklehead, and Market Square kind of area.
Right. Right. On our bloody way to the Speaker's Palace.
Hey there, Cosmo.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna open my Icewind Dev
Cosmo is
folder
the
again.
speaker.
Fucking crash.
Yeah, that is true.
Cosmo is the speaker. Don't fucking mess with the speaker.
Because, sir.
As we're walking along, I lumber and loom over Zeradius. So, what god do you serve?
A forgotten one. One whose name I can no longer remember, and whose name is impronounceable. Not impronounceable? Unpronounceable in this tongue.
You seem so binded. You realize what we do is not as binding as it seems.
You stand bound, say yourself. Unfortunately, with this power came some not consequences, more like chores, shall we say. That's why I'm not always here. I must sometimes go.
I hope you ain't breaking the fucking law when you go. Alex just says over his shoulder without turning around.
Maybe it's
speak in
better
more
that you
hushed
don't question
tones.
too much.
Continue the conversation in more hushed tones then. Despite what you serve, I do need some guidance. I haven't been a warlock for too long. And there are a few pulls in my mind I struggle with.
A few what your minds struggle?
Pulls on my mind I struggle with.
What, you know what type of
Melodies.
well, which god or people you serve? Or are you not privy to say?
I didn't take this power by choice. Strahd is my patron, and I share his curse.
I see.
Later, pull away from the hunger.
I suggest. I do not know what to tell you. I recommend trying to resist them as best as you can, but even I know that's sometimes not possible.
Well, thank you for the advice anyways.
Your advice was shit, boy.
That's rude. Lose your DM inspiration, please. Yeah, see you later. Inspiration. I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, I don't keep my DM inspiration.
I'm
Just
gonna
realized.
use DM inspiration against you now. I got a player inspiration. I'm inspired to kill you now. Nothing.
Soda, I don't keep my inspiration, right?
No, yeah, your new character has it. Not the old one. Yeah.
It was player based, not character based.
Oh, so the new character does nothing, but my character burns down a house, and what do I get? Nothing.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I inspired him to remodel, and frankly,
Yeah. Now targeting Zeradius. That's what the sign says.
no targeting zero.
So, while they're having a conversation, and Idril's kind of lagging behind a bit, I suppose, at this point.
On the way through, you see a lumberjack man. His cart kind of waves off to the side and hits into a pothole.
Okay.
He it just kind of like it's a hand cart and it gets into a pothole. It doesn't damage the cart or anything, but you hear him like kind of under his breath, start to yell a bit of a profanity. But then he stops himself.
So just some guy on the side of the road.
Yeah. As you guys walk past,
Oh,
like as you guys are walking past and he's getting further past you, you see
I was gonna go up to him.
you can go up to him if you want.
Yeah. Is he stuck?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, he's not stuck. He just keeps walking, but he almost swore when the hole kind of bumped his cart. There's some tools in there you can hear, but no like wood. He's not dragging wood or whatever it's to. And you notice as he walks past you, a beggar walks up. Looks like the beggar was heading towards your party, you notice, but he stops the man with the handcart first, and he goes, "Sir, please spare a loaf of bread or a couple copper. I would like to not sleep in the cold again tonight." And the lumberjack man, looking down at this smaller kind of another human, another smaller person, he goes ahead and he actually he stares at him, the beggar, for a moment, and then pushes him, making him fall on his back.
I'm gonna. So how far away are they?
You guys are like within 10-15 feet from this happening, and you hear
Hey!
he goes, "You think you're the only one with problems, you lazy ass leech," and he walks up on top of the guy while he's on his back, and he punches him in the face.
Okay. I did want to interact before that.
Oh well, yeah, he's still doing it while you're talking to
That's
him.
fine. I'm just gonna cast command on him and tell him to grovel.
Okay, what's the save?
15 wisdom.
Still 15 wisdom for this guy. He doesn't succeed, and as he's punching this guy in the face, he then stops, turns around, his eyes are darting around like what's happening, and then he stands in front of Nylax and starts bowing, 2 hands on the ground while he's kneeling in front of you.
How dare you treat your fellow citizens like that?
1 second. Just really quick, because I was here asking a question. 1
Mhm.
second. What's up, Isla? Are you tired?
That
What is
is,
it?
I'm glad
On
you
my
stepped in
shoulders.
because people would have used
What do you wanna do
something
on
else
that?
to step in.
What do you want?
Yes.
I'll walk into Souda and loom over her. Two giants looming.
And neither of them are very humanoid.
Gymnastics? No, is it cancelled for a little bit?
Grr.
Oh, you're so sweaty and you have to
Be scared.
on your
Rar.
neck. You're scared in
Please
there.
stop that.
Go get the phone camera.
That hurts my soul.
Put that on your
Good.
neck.
Actually, I could just box us in with some illusions.
I don't think it needs to go that far. We don't want to traumatize the poor man. I mean, you
Perhaps
might
you
want to.
should
I like
Really,
this.
you-
Some people just don't learn.
This is true.
I'm gonna call you Lilacs the Stout from now on.
Sorry?
The stealth gnome?
The Stout.
The stout gnome.
Stalwart then.
What?
Stalwart.
Ah, stalwart.
Dull gnome.
I don't know. Do you have a title that you'd like to be referred to as?
Not gnome.
No, I mean, is there one out there?
No.
Alright, Stalwart is.
I mean,
Poor chimera, maybe?
no, don't fucking call him by his race. The fuck?
It's also the race.
Racist. Huh?
It's me.
Jeez, man.
Well,
No, his
we're not
background
all-
is Lawbringer, which wouldn't be a bad title, to be honest.
Nilax, the Claw of the Law.
Claw of the Law. Law's Claw. It's so cringy. You're cringe, dude.
No!
What's my paladin? Oath of the Unconquered. Ooh, Nilax the Unconquered.
I'm back.
Welcome
You
back.
just city guard, though. You don't need to be conquered. Someone's already rolling over you.
God damn it.
The beggar, like shocked, gets up and runs away and leaves. The guy who's on the ground kind of snaps out of your. Wait, is it a duration? Your spell?
It's just for the turn, so 6 seconds.
Yeah. He snaps out of it and he realizes what happens and he says, I'm so sorry.
Well, so long as you don't do it again.
I'll do you one better. I'll go look for that beggar and I'll apologize.
That's very good of you.
I'm sorry.
If I find out that you found that beggar and did something not so nice, then I'll have to owe you something, right?
Please, I don't need any more trouble.
Kraga takes his
My husband
long
will.
two arms and just massages his shoulders
The guy.
from behind. Yeah.
My name is Stenson. My husband would never forgive me if something like he knew I got into a street fight.
Stunker, you don't kick a man when he's down. You know better than that. Now get up.
Yeah, and he stands up and stuff like that. I'm sorry. I'm very concerned that my husband would leave me.
I'd like to insight this person.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. He looks like he's been overworked and he's now concerned about disappointing his husband.
Right. I'm gonna give you a gold piece to give to that beggar.
And
You do that.
this as well. Diva hands over one of the healing elixirs.
Kraga is wincing.
Look at all these. What is it?
Healing elixir.
I mean, gold and healing.
Yeah.
Connor just
Yeah.
got beat the fuck up.
Not this guy.
No, he only got like punched in the face like once.
Yeah.
But he's a-
That's like 2 damage. Man.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 damage. But that's the thing. Alright, so
Mhm.
These guys don't have much health. Like a commoner will have 11, 13 health kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's a lot of damage.
Right. Now, you give these to that beggar, and then you come back and find us at Ye Banana Inn, and let us know. There might be something in it for you. Otherwise, you can hand these over to him and get on with your day. We won't say a word to nobody that might tell your husband.
I promise. I shall make this something that I get done by the end of the day. He takes
I want
the
me inside of him again.
takes the
Right,
coins.
furrows his brows at what Nylax is saying.
I want to incite him again. Make sure he does it. I should have done it after this point instead of beforehand.
Did you inside again? I didn't see it.
No, I didn't. I was.
No, yeah. Feel free to roll an insight check. You sense
Oh, no.
intent. You believe that he's going to do it. Yeah. You do believe that he's going to go do it.
Mm.
You put the fear of Nylax into him. I mean, God.
Yeah, Alex is over 8 foot tall. It's pretty scary looking. Right. Right. Well, we're gonna be on our way. We've got shit to do. Have a good rest of your day. Make sure you get that done.
I thank you for your graciousness, and please, like you said, don't let anybody know. I can't be out of work and out of not being able to afford to live with my husband.
Keep that in mind. And I turn. I walk away.
As Nylax says, "Come on," I told him.
Just out of character, when was the last time? When did you guys level last?
I don't know.
A while ago.
What level are we?
Uh,
5?
We're currently level
Did we
5.
level up after killing? What's his face? I've got it in here, Sunbringer or something.
I never leveled.
Yeah, I started this level. I've been this strong forever.
Did we level up after killing
Yeah,
Nilda
that's right.
Sunbright or not?
You killed Nilda Sunblight, which is Zadrok's brother,
Son.
son.
Yeah. Zardarok is the father, yeah. I got the notes here.
Yeah, that would have been the last time you leveled high. That was a bit ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
it
was.
was 5 sessions ago.
And what level are you guys? You're all level 5?
5.
Everyone's
Yeah.
level
Yeah.
5?
Everybody's level
What?
5.
Oh,
I'm fifth.
fucking Nylax is level 48, bro. He's 69.
69! Nice!
Nice.
He also had to change his name to Jeff.
I physically facepalmed just there. That hurt to hear.
Why do so many people have access to Zeradius?
Because of Radius initially having issues.
Yeah.
You still have the same issues?
No, literally just that first week.
Okay, I'm taking Kuma and code out of your character sheet.
Well, you're just gonna add Taz
What?
and
What? No.
Panda to it.
No. It was the case that 3 people had access, not everyone. So I just made it one person, the owner. As you're kind of leaving that little stint, that little bout, everybody feels a kind of like a sense of accomplishment.
Oh yay!
I
Um,
don't.
You feel a sense of unease, Krager, but you still get the reward. Um, everybody it's not a level up right now, but it is a reward. Everybody gets a talent point to use in the talent tree.
That is so generous. Thank you, you legend.
Thanks so much. Wow.
Wow. It's not gonna be like that a lot, but I wanted to
Reward that.
make it like a milestone, but not a level up.
Yeah,
Someone called me. What else?
we got a talent point, not a level up.
Talent point. Whoa.
Well,
I know, how generous, right?
you don't get those often.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Damn.
Where the fuck is your Google Docs? I must find them. Is this your
I'm
Google
gonna
Doc?
deal with that later.
I'm doing it now.
This is not the right Google Doc.
I just had it up like a bit ago.
Thank you, Souda.
No problem. That being said, so you actually are almost at the palace, and that's it for the session today. It's 2 hours instead of 3 because it's really late.
Right. Thank you for the session.
This week's session was brought to you by fucking
AFK Arena. Or whatever.
AFK Arena. Yeah.
Yeah.
2-year celebration for AFK Arena. Our
Remember
sponsor
the
this
script.
week. The script. Stick to the script. So
Stick to the script.
yeah, if you don't use code
Nylax Skates.
Nylax Skates. If you don't use the code Nylax Skates to get your first free epic champion from that video game on the phones, then my wife will actually leave me because she's a character in that game, and she's my waifu, and I'll be really sad. I can't keep playing if you don't use the code Nylax Skates in the App Store when you purchase it for free. It's a free game. Free game, guys. You know what PewDiePie says about free games? That's good value. He says that.
Oh my
I'll take your
god.
word for it.
Okay. I'm gonna end the recording.